Hey, what's going on, guys? Mush back at it with another video. Want to give you a rundown on the Steam Lunar New Year sale that just went live. And I do want to talk a couple of other things, most notably a couple of games coming to Xbox Game Pass, which kind of dilutes some of the more promoted games as a part of this sale. We've got two specific games. We'll talk that at the end of this video. But still, a Steam sale is a Steam sale. That means a lot of games are being discounted. However, you're probably going to notice that a lot of these deals, if you shop around at other e-tailers are absolutely smacking the hell out of Steam in terms of value and price points. I guess Steam isn't really that inclined in lowering the price even more because people just end up buying games on Steam. Like, I remember one time they put Spyro Reignited Trilogy on sale while Humble Bundle was running their awesome Humble Bundle that was like $12, and you got like a bunch of other games. You got Crash, you got COD World War II, and a bunch of other games added to that. And Spyro Reignited Trilogy was on Steam 50% off for $19.99, and it was still one of the top sellers on Steam. Figure that one out. It just kind of goes to show the power of Steam, and even while there are all these other e-tailers, all these other options, a lot of people would just rather prefer to get their games directly through Steam for whatever reason. But enough of that, there are some good deals available, and I should note they are running a gimmick where you get a gift every day. You get some tokens, you can spend the tokens at the market. There's some cool little stuff you can buy, most notably in terms of actual value. If you use 5,000 tokens, which I believe you get tokens for buying games as well, you'll save $5 off your next purchase, and they're actually doing something a little nicer. You can buy that twice instead of just once. The coupon is available for use until January 27, 2020, so the end of the sale. And again, you can save $5 twice. They typically let you buy the $5 off coupon just once. I believe they did that for the winter sale and the summer sale. Last year's Lunar New Year sale, they tried something interesting where it was just $5 straight off if you spent $30 or more. That was really cool. That was kind of at the height of Epic Games also coming at the forefront, so I think Steam was inclined to offer more value. I don't know if the numbers didn't work out and they just realized, hey, we can make more money doing it this way. Whatever the case may be, this is what we have now, and we also can use our tokens to buy other stuff. Animated chat stickers, the rat pack, you've got a bunch of different rats. Those are 500 tokens a pop, and then you have chat room effects. You've got Lunar New Year lanterns, Lunar New Year fireworks, Lunar New Year confetti, all that stuff. And then you can get a Lunar New Year profile, which is 5,000 tokens. I don't really know if it makes a lot of sense to get that because it's only available till March 27, 2020. You can only use the background, I believe. It includes a festive display of your online presence and friends list and on the Steam community. Lunar New Year profile backgrounds are sold separately, but again, you can only use it through March 27th, so that's a little bit of a bummer. They also have animated profile backgrounds. Those look pretty cool. Those are 700 tokens a pop. You've got animated mini profile backgrounds. Those are 700 tokens a pop as well. You've got profile backgrounds, 500 tokens a pop, and you do have emoticons at 100 tokens a pop. And then you do have a Lunar New Year sale badge, which you get to the next level by getting more tokens. So literally, they're pretty much saying spend more money to get this badge. Still, I do think these gimmicks, keep people invested into sales like this. The sales have been a little bit redundant, so whenever Steam can do something a little bit interesting, offer some additional benefits outside of just games going on sale. Obviously, the games are the crux of any sale, but just do something a little bit interesting because game deals are available literally everywhere now. But at the end of the day, again, as I mentioned at the top, a game being on sale on Steam is a lot more effective than a game being on sale, unfortunately, on like Green Man Gaming even if it's cheaper. Like, again, RE2, Resident Evil 2 that is, I believe if you're a GMG VIP member, it's like $15 right now. If you buy it through Steam, it's $19.79. I guarantee you the game is going to sell more copies on Steam. And again, we've seen that in the past as well of things like that coming together. Some of the deals that are being highlighted: Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, 20% off for $48. Really wish that was a little bit cheaper. Console guys are already buying that game for like $35, $40. I think I saw that on PS4 for $40 very recently. I think that price is available on Amazon, so $48, kind of steep on that. I know the game is very good. It's an exceptional Star Wars title. $48 is a little bit pricey, but at the end of the day, the game did come out just, 2 months ago, so really shouldn't be that surprised. I'm just cheap as hell these days. Assassin's Creed Odyssey is $24. Not a horrible deal on that. Another game that is a little bit cheaper on consoles. I've seen that as low as $15, so would have liked to see it around that price point, but if you do sign up for like Ubisoft Premier or whatever, Uplay Plus, I believe you can play it through that, but $24 for that isn't bad. Risk of Rain 2, 20% off for $16. That's not all too bad. Given that that hasn't been going on sale all too often, Hunt Showdown is down to $27.99. That's a really good multiplayer game if you want to jump in with a couple of friends. Great time to be had with that. $28 is a little steep. I feel like I'm going to say that over and over again because I'm just cheap as hell these days, but nonetheless, There you have that. Elder Scrolls V Skyrim Special Edition, so that's Skyrim and all the DLC, 50% off for $19.99. Kind of crazy how Bethesda still charges a relatively premium price for that, but it is Skyrim with all the DLC. People are still gonna buy it. It's one of the most iconic games of all time, and it's one of those games that's like essential to a PC library. So I can understand why they are still keeping the price relatively high on that. There's so much longevity to that game as well. With all of the mods, all of the content that's already in the game, it's pretty ridiculous, everything that game has to offer. If you don't own it yet, there's reason to get that. Witcher 3, Game of the Year Edition, once again, $15, $12 for the base game. Frostpunk is down to $12, and the new expansion just came out. Frostpunk is a game available on Game Pass, though, so that's something to note. However, if you want it on Steam, that's not a bad buy. Ni no Kuni 2 Revenant Kingdom, 70% off for $17.99. That might actually be one of the cheapest prices I've seen on that game. Really good deal on that, and that's a pretty good JRPG if you do want to check that out. Disco Elysium, 20% off for $32. I've been vocal of the fact that I think Disco Elysium is one of the best games of the last few years, one of the best narratives that you're ever going to see in a game. $32, however. Hey, you guys know me, I'm cheap as hell, and I would have liked to see that a little bit cheaper, but Disco Elysium is absolutely worth the $32, would highly recommend that. But I imagine some of you guys are going to wait for that game to get a little bit cheaper, which I can understand where you're coming from. Divinity Original Sin 2 Definitive Edition, 50% off for $22.49. I wasn't as high on that game as some other people, however, I do concede that it's a very good RPG, especially if you're playing with a couple of friends. You can spend a lot of time into it, so there is reason to check that out. City Skylines, $7.49 on that, 75% off. That's a good deal with a lot of longevity as well, a lot of mods, a lot of Steam community support, so that's always good. Right now, Steam is having some trouble loading everything. I do plan on covering the sale a little bit more in depth as I can see some of the more lower key deals that are available, you know, games under $5 and in that threshold. I'll definitely be mentioning that. Also, do want to mention Ace Combat 7 Skies Unknown, 50% off for $29.99. Another game I wish was a little bit cheaper given that it came out around the same time as Resident Evil 2 and it's $10 more expensive, but that's a really good game. It's a Bandai Namco title and they don't often put their games on deep discounts. Although, as I say that, I just spotted Dragon Ball FighterZ, which is 75% off for $14.99. Nonetheless, Ace Combat 7 for $29.99 is a pretty good deal. I do want to mention that those deals are available, and again, we'll go over the sale more in depth. A game you shouldn't buy as a part of this sale is A Plague Tale Innocence. It's $22 and change, and it just got added to Xbox Game Pass along with the game Gris, which is also really good. But A Plague Tale Innocence is a game that I constantly go to bat for. I thought it was one of 2019's best games. Incredible story, incredible atmosphere, incredible character development, great visuals on that game as well. And this is where the issue comes in 2020, where there's so many different pathways to get games. You can go on a different e-tailer, you can go on Game Pass, you can go through like Uplay Plus, Origin Access, Premiere, whatever the case may be. There are so many ways to acquire these games, and I think there's gonna be an instance where people are accidentally double buying games. I think there are gonna be people that are subscribed to Xbox Game Pass and then they end up buying a game like A Plague Tale Innocence because they see it on sale and then they buy it right away. Obviously, if you buy directly through Steam, you can always refund a game as long as you meet the threshold, but this is getting kind of wild keeping track of everything. All these different platforms, some people just want to stay situated directly on Steam, some people don't want to deal with subscription services and whatever. I think subscription services are pretty cool. Xbox Game Pass is a tremendous value, and Plague Tale Innocence just being added as one of the games being added this month, that's kind of insane value, and I believe they're still doing the first 3 months for $1, so right now, all of the games that you're getting, it's a ridiculous value, especially with Halo MCC, Gears 5, Forza Horizon 4, and then you also have Plague Tale Innocence being added. Kingdom Come Deliverance is on there. There's a lot of good stuff. And really, if you sign up for Game Pass, it mitigates the need to buy a lot of these games. However, there's still a lot of great deals as a part of the Lunar New Year sale. Hades, a great game by Supergiant Games in early access. That's 20% off for $19.99. That's a great buy. Dead by Daylight is 60% off, and it has a free-to-play weekend. I believe that's $8 for that. That's really good. Red Dead Redemption 2, you see 20% off on that, $48. And that game is doing rather well on Steam right now, even though it has a mixed reception. Did have some issues with that game. However, I played it through Steam, and I've had a great time with it. So for me, it's personally worked very well. But there you have it. The Lunar New Year sale is live right now. You can get $5 off coupons twice. You can get a bunch of other things, emoticons, profile backgrounds. It's another Steam sale, more of the same. They are trying some new gimmicks and tweaks, things like that. But for the most part, it's the Steam sales you know and love, but for some of you guys, maybe it is getting a little bit redundant. I'm always of the mindset that, hey, you can always find a game or two that you don't own and that you're really gonna enjoy, and you can probably get them on the cheap, even though I wish games like Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, Ace Combat 7 were a little bit cheaper, even though they are great games. That's gonna wrap up this video, guys. If you have a request for a future video, you can leave that in the comments section down below, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out. Hey, what's going on, guys? Mush here again. Hope you enjoyed the video. As you guys might know, YouTube's notification system is sometimes a little bit wonky, even if you're subscribed to the channel. Maybe you're not abundantly aware that I uploaded a video. To remedy that situation, make sure you hit the bell notification button. This way, whenever I upload a new video, and I try to upload as consistently as possible, you will be notified directly of the upload, and you can watch it as soon as it goes live. I would really appreciate if you guys hit that button so you can stay up to date with all of the content I'm posting. But as always, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.